And actually this is something we wanted to anticipate since day one. So even before we release a product, we actually open our investment to our community. So we didn't only raise money, they are kind of traditional investors. I mean, we raised the money we needed to kind of sustain the business,
Absolutely.
but also we wanted to give an opportunity for people to be part of the company at an early day and not only kind of cheer from the sideline and so on, but eventually, you know, when we succeed overall and go further down the line, that they can also have an upside in terms of being like early believers of the brand.
How long have you been with Nothing? Let's
How long I have been with Nothing?
Since the start, of course.
Since the start, even before the start. But yeah, it's been actually it's going to be our 3rd year anniversary at the end of the month.
Yeah, so
we started. We registered the company end of October 2020.
Oh, perfect. So for 3 years now, you released 2 phones and 2 pairs of headsets, right? The most thing that stands out in your marketing, it feels kind of genuine, especially like I remember seeing the YouTube videos of your founder, Carl Pai.
Yeah.
That was quite amazing and quite unusual. How did you come with the idea? Or who came with the idea?
Actually, it was Carl, and I guess, you know, everything we do from a kind of marketing standpoint, or even how we approach, you know, our communication, you know, we cannot afford to compete on a dollar level than our kind of competitors, because they're the biggest brands in the world out there, having a lot more resources than us. So for us, across the marketing, we always want to think like a bit differently on how we do things, and also showcasing a level of transparency. You know, we are a founder-led brand. We are kind of behind the products, real people, and we want you know, our community and our users to experience that, and not only experience that, but also help us. So all our marketing, we're trying to think, you know, how we can be as transparent as possible, so you know that people can relate to us. We can also relate to people, and hopefully even kind of to some extent be improving our products. So yeah, that's how we kind of approach our marketing. And reviewing products felt quite natural in the way that, you know, we are making product decisions every day. We're continuously thinking about how to make things or how things are being made. So we thought it would be nice for us to start reviewing products and get our own opinion, unbiased opinion, because I think all the time we have a fair judgment. There is not a hidden agenda on how we kind of review products to same extent as you guys will review products. So we're trying to bring that kind of fresh tech on having a consumer tech company reviewing competitors' products.
Yeah, like usually, like all other companies, they don't even mention other products. They need just to forget about it and just get with our product. But that was quite amazing, and that shows a lot of transparency. But usually, like, I'll be honest with you, usually when companies grow, you're still like kind of startup. You say that like you're 3 years old. So now you're quite new, you're in growing phase. So usually when companies grow a lot, they kind of lose that kind of touch. How do you plan like to keep it? To keep your connection with your community, with your followers, with the people who like you, basically?
And actually this is something we wanted to anticipate since day one. So even before we release a product, we actually open our investment to our community. So we didn't only raise money, they are kind of traditional investors. I mean, we raised the money we needed to kind of sustain the business, but also we wanted to give an opportunity for people to be part of the company at an early day and not only kind of cheer from the sideline and so on, but eventually, you know, when we succeed overall and go further down the line, that they can also have an upside in terms of being like early believers of the brand. So for each new fundraising round, we open what we call a community round, where any kind of individuals can invest in the company and have hopefully some skin in the game. And that basically enables us to also be very close and accountable to those people. And out of this kind of community we also have elected one community board member. So that person is sitting in all our board meetings and kind of funneling in feedback from our community directly to our investors and to ourselves every quarter, just to ensure we're continuously in touch with the end user. Because to your point, I think a lot of companies do that mistake. As they grow, you know, maybe at the beginning the user is the core focus, but eventually there are some other priorities that come into play, and those are not the users. And you can see through some very obvious product decisions nowadays that the user was on the forefront of those decisions.
Yeah, they lose touch basically. So after that, let's talk about sustainability.
Yeah,
you've been quite focused kind of on sustainability, repairability, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
How do you see the future of that? What are you doing in regard of that? In regard of sustainability itself, like in the environmental impact, and being fair for the people working on your phones, building your phones.
Yeah.
What are your?
Yeah, I mean it's a journey, and then it's something we want to be totally transparent. There is no greenwashing or anything. And since day one, we've been very transparent in terms of what we could do as a new brand, because a lot of things will take time. We'll have more or less severe kind of cost and investment implication that eventually as a brand, we need to ensure that we kind of sustain our business to even be able to aspire to have an impact. So since day one, we started from simply tracking our carbon footprint across our business, because a lot of big businesses eventually now when they talk about net zero, they need to kind of backtrack all the carbon footprint and so on.
Absolutely, yeah.
So starting from a blank sheet, we had the opportunity to track everything since day one in a very accurate way. Then actually that was for our first audio product, we started buying carbon footprint. But then we actually looked at ourselves and this was a shortcut, a shortcut that a lot of companies are taking. It's not real impact. So we actually decided to stop doing this, and I think we all agree that this was a mistake of ours, kind of, not really understanding what it meant and just going for it. But then you sort of backtrack and now investing a lot of resources and capabilities on how we can further improve sustainability around a few different streams. The first being using more recycled material. So, for instance, for one, about half of the components using for one were made of bio-recycle-based material, and now going into phone 2, we have I think it's over 90% of the plastic materials on the phone. Oh. So we're driving continuous progress, on top of course using green energy across our manufacturing facilities and so on. And actually, but this could go on and on. But the main thing is a carbon footprint. So the carbon footprint of phone 2 is our first second generation product that has a lower carbon footprint than its predecessor phone 1. And if anything, it should have been a lot higher because the screen is bigger, the battery is bigger. So we're quite proud to already see a result. We didn't expect to kind of be able to drive that level of result in such a short period of amount of time. So we're quite excited, but also there is plenty more to do. You were talking about repairability. Repairability is something we keep an eye on, but has severe cost and R&D implications. I think it's something we're definitely going to be working towards, but also is about, because at the end of the day, if you don't survive, you won't be able to drive a change.
Absolutely.
So it's continuously finding the right balance, continuously improving, and hopefully as we start selling more products, have also more leverage towards the supply chain, able to drive a bit of change as well, because once you dig into it, you realize that there is a lot of areas of improvements.
Yeah, absolutely. So you recently released your the second generation of your phones, and it's quite impressive, to be honest. I've used it for quite a bit and it was just mind-blowing.
Thank you. That means a lot. That means a lot, because a lot of
So what do you have in plans in regard of other products? Do you plan releasing a tablet, maybe a laptop, that kind of stuff, maybe a smartwatch?
So we
maybe in the far future even.
We have a lot of ideas and a lot of concepts and a lot of things in the pipeline, but I think it's also not rushing the process. I think we've seen a lot of brands out there kind of wanting to go a bit too fast and not kind of really focusing on refining the value proposition and making even greater and greater products. We're extremely proud of what the team has achieved with phone 2. For us, it was a big challenge, to launch a premium device, that would live up to the name. And we did a tremendous work on the software experience. Overall, I think the software, from the optimization, from having a very fast and smooth experience, all the way down to the customization level, and bringing a new take on how we should be interacting or inviting our users to interact with the smartphone. I think there is a lot more to be done on that forefront. But yeah, to answer your question, I think main focus keep on refining our kind of existing lines and keep on improving and like further shaping the vision of Nothing when it comes to the overall user experience. And yeah, when the right time comes, we're certainly going to kind of further expand our product ecosystem. But yeah, not I guess a definitive timeline on when and how.
Yeah.
But that's definitely the end goal.
Absolutely. So last but not least, basically, so you've chosen the Middle East to be one of your growth areas.
Yeah.
Why was that? What was the decision behind that? How did it go?
So first is the Android penetration is quite big. I think it's a very tech-savvy market as well. People are super kind of switched on when it comes to tech, which is good. It's not the case in all the countries. So they know and appreciate great products. So this, as a product company, is something super important. And then yes, since day one we had a lot of organic traction. So you know, we're seeing a lot of people searching for Nothing products. Even before we were available here, we're seeing a lot of traffic on our website. So we started visiting earlier this year, and it's been awesome. We've been welcomed by partners like Sharaf DJ here in UAE. Now we are in over 300 stores. So the growth has been tremendous. The support has been second to none. Everyone has been super excited, and I think there is a big opportunity in terms of you have Apple and Samsung, but there hasn't been, especially since Huawei kind of disengaged from the market, there hasn't been a strong kind of third brand. And I think this is the opportunity for Nothing to be that sort of third smartphone brand in the market, and also bringing something quite unique to the users here in the Middle East region.
Yeah, absolutely, that sounds great. So like I told you, I've been using like the Nothing Phone 2 for quite some time, and I'm glad to tell you basically we give it the editor choice for the design.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's
that's,
for 2023.
that's awesome. That's actually
and I need to give you
so much.
Yeah, I need to give you the award yourself.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That means
it's been a great phone, and
yeah,
and we need to recognize that.
Thanks a lot. That means a lot. A lot of work went into this smartphone, and I mean, it's super important product for us. It was a more kind of premium product, and all the challenges that came to it. And I think the team did a tremendous job living up to the challenge. And we've been recognized by you now as well, but by a lot of other media in terms of being one of the best smartphones out there. People have recognized the software experience being very unique. We're already seeing across a few kind of surveys that kind of major media outlets have been running that Nothing OS comes as one of the favorite Android experience on the market. And of course, people recognizing as well the overall design. A lot of improvements and refinements went from Phone 1 to Phone 2 on the kind of design experience and hands-on experience, kind of conveying this kind of more premium feeling to it. So we've been super happy about the market reception, and it's even more exciting that this is only our second product. So it shows the kind of potential that this team at Nothing has, and the heart they have behind all the products we create, and we have a lot more things to prove to the world. So exciting for the future. But thanks again for this award, and it means a lot. It means a lot.
It's a pleasure talking to you as always.
Thank you so much.